because my phone you know how I was telling y'all about like the storage on my phone and how like I kept deleting shit, but like it's literally like so old that it like can't comprehend a lot of stuff now. Also, I got into the habit of putting that spray in my hair, and everyone's all like, "Hey, why are you putting Lysol?" Oh, I look like Robin Gibbs. Hold on. I started a joke, which started the whole world crying. Oh, if I'd only seen that the joke was on me. Okay, first of all, Faith No More. Oh, first of all, I let my bangs grow out, by the way, since I literally haven't been on here since, like, February-ish. Like, it was right before, my Sadie's dance, pretty much. And I went to Sadie's, which, y'all know it's a Sadie Hawkins dance, and it's, like, you go with, like, your boyfriend, or like, you go dress up with friends. See, like, I let my bangs grow out, and they're almost down to my chin. Which means that I can part my hair down the middle now. And it not look completely and utterly ridiculous. And I look at the skies, running my hands over my eyes, and I fell out of bed, curtain my... I always want to say curtain. Jimmy Neutron. Clap, clap, clap. Snap, snap, snap. That guy. Myself. But yeah, that's pretty much... my phone just killed itself for like a few months, and then I was too lazy to deal with my YouTube thing, so I just like... I had another email, thank God, so I could like still do stuff on my phone. I just like lost my little petite princess Instagram account and stuff, so I'm like, okay, I had to do that tomorrow because I'm too lazy to do it today. I also started looking into jobs, which I'll probably start applying sometime over the weekend. And I signed up for like a modeling thing where it's like, you want to be our model, and it's like this... my friend signed up too for it, but it's like for teens. It's like teen clothing, and they want teens to advertise their product. My hair has gotten so fucking long. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's like long. And my bangs can now successfully go into a little top knot bun thing, what have you. Y'all remember when my videos came out before my phone like wanted to kill itself with its storage? My hair was like up to here. They cut it midway up my neck, and they cut it shorter. And I'm like, so whenever I tell people that, they cut it to my chin instead of down to my neck, and I'm like, whatever. So yeah, I do like short hair on me though. This is like a cute look. I was gonna start running, and I went to my teacher, and he's like, because he was surprised. Oh my teacher won like first place, like his like group thing for like this weird obstacle course we had. I don't even know if it was in Vegas, but that's what he does on his weekends. He does shit like that. And they won. So he was showing us like his victory pictures and stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. And he's a pretty cool teacher. I actually really like him. He's like my favorite teacher. We got into a really heated debate. He got like really heated in it because like it was something like we were talking about like feminism and stuff like that, and then it got like way too deep for him and me, and I like, because he didn't break down, like he just snapped, and he's like, you know, it took me blah blah blah. I'm not gonna say obviously because that's a personal thing that he literally like screamed at like maybe 10. Oh, by the way, I live in Vegas. The one day it snows, we had school. And our school was like, hey, nobody, you guys ain't going to go outside during lunch to throw snowballs, because they saw us throwing snowballs at people. And early morning because there was still a lot of snow. I need to just like curl individual pieces. Maybe it's better that way. Oh, so I got into this dude, Austin Weber. And he's like 20 something. He's over 21 because he can drink. But he like, he's the guy who does, This Man Flew All the Way to Japan to sing ABBA in a Cold River. That's him. So I'm like, and I was like, oh, I'll look at, because like that came out on my birthday last year. So I'm like, that's fucking like the best birthday present from someone who didn't even know it was my birthday. Like that was awesome. But then like I didn't listen to him for a while, and I was like, oh, I'll, like look at, you know, like, because I wanted to add a song. I wanted to see if it was on Spotify or something. And I think he came out a little bit like in November, like November 12th or something like that, I think. I don't know. Maybe, I think that's just the date in the song. November 12th, I'm sitting at home when you call me up, something like that. Whatever it is, utiliser l'internet pour le français, using the internet for French. That's what his song is called. And, oh my god, dude, I didn't know I would, like, fall in love with this musician. He's, like, he's not, like, indie where it's, like, really weird rock, but it's, like, it's soft, but, like, you can, like, using the end, or, he sings this part, utiliser the internet, je using the internet for French. Utiliser the internet. Utiliser l'internet pour le français. Pour le français. Pour le français. That French part. Pour le français. Pour le français. For the French. For French. Well, I had an article because usually we use articles in French. But basically, he's saying something about, like, stay at your house, in French, and, like, it really doesn't make sense when you listen to it, and I'm just like, what? So. I have, I'm gonna start, okay, so choir has gone to Anaheim. I wanted to go, but I was gonna start running, because my family's out of shape, and, like, hold on, that's all fat. That looks really crazy. I look like Julian. Julian! I really like Jenna Marbles now. But, like, when you brush your already curly hair out, too. This is what happens. But if y'all can see the, like, highlights in my hair, because I was telling y'all how, like, I had that little, like, blonde spot in my hair for a while. Yeah, that actually was, because of the spray I use. I think I mentioned that before. I figured out it was a spray because of, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot lemon juice does that to your hair. For some reason, I forgot lemon juice, like, bleaches your hair a little bit. Because this is, like, really small and, like, kind of hard to, like, get into the little bun. But, I was gonna dye my hair over this summer, so I'm already, like, trying to lighten it a little bit, like, naturally, not unnaturally. So, like, I was gonna do orange henna, because, like, I was gonna bleach my hair, do a bunch of crazy colors and shit. I also learned how to use a curling iron, as y'all know. Because I never had I've had this kind of curling iron. The barrel was thicker. This is like 3/4 of an inch. Mine was like an inch or two. Inch and a half, I think. Because, like, I could get, like, a very small curl on it. Or I could get, like, a curl like that. And it's funny because my friend... but, like, she does, like, individual pieces, and her hair is, like, way thinner than mine, and I'm like, I have, like, 3 layers of thickness. At the bottom, it's just thick all over. Not that thick, like, my sister's hair, Allie and Nina's are, like, way thicker than mine. Also, Nina doesn't have a phone or anything, so, like, I couldn't text her happy birthday, but she got, like, her, shoot, I don't think she had my number because she forgot it. But she was using her mom's phone or something to like, she's like, oh, you know, like, hey, buddy, if you need to contact me, contact this number. Because I, you know, I absolutely thought she was gonna get her phone back, but I guess not. I'll show you what you can do. This is what my friend does, and this is a really small piece of hair for me, but like, look at that, look at that, look at that curl. That's what I did on the bottom. What else can I do? Oh, I love how my hair already has like a natural curl in it, but I'm like, natural hair because like it's still warm where I put the curling iron, but it's more natural. This is like not bad. Oh, see here on my ends, you can see a little bit of the blonde coming through now. That's only because of I started using it again. And let me tell you, okay, so Vegas, it's been raining. Okay, so we watched Jean de Floyd again. Or Jean de Floyd. Sorry, I said Floyd. And I'm like, that's not right. But Jean de Floyd. And it's so sad, and we just finished it, but like, I forgot that the dude said this. He's like, a wet spring brings a scorching summer, and it's I would do more researching into this, but from my understanding, St. Bridget's Day is like spring, basically. Like, oh, hey, winter just ended. It's basically spring now. And the what's it called? It was the Gopher Day, Groundhog Day. That's what it's called. Can't see because like it's still warm. Over here, I have my guitar. Oh yeah, I brought my guitar to school, and I learned Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard in front of my class, and I was like, but it felt weird because my friend was gonna perform her song like in front of her class with her guitar, so I'm like, oh thank God, I'm not gonna be the only one that did that. And she's like, oh no, I go today because our teacher was absent the day that she brought her guitar. She's like, I'm like, oh, you could have said you like brought it and shit, but then like he wasn't there or something. But basically, okay, I'm gonna like let that get warm again and just show you because that needs to get warm. So I brought this one because I'm like, okay, I don't really want people to hear me practice or anything. Oh, fuck, my nails are long. I forgot it already. It was against E. Was against yay. Was against E. Was against yay. That's getting more. But yeah, I'm excited for the summer because I get to work. I'm gonna try to get my permit sometime soon. And I'm assuming like during the summer, like you can, cause I can't get like a school like attendance record sheet during the summer. And everyone's like, oh yeah, like I need that, and I'm assuming that because they come out with a new handbook every year, so I'm like, I've been waiting for the new one to come out in case there was anything new on it, because like the last one there was only one thing that was new, and that was the whole you need this, and this to get it. Ooh, that looked really bad. My hair is like oily because I didn't wash it, but like I don't have my mane and tail stuff. I've been using like this rose shampoo, and I told y'all I was trying to be more environmentally conscious. I swear, I wanted to try to get a job at Lush because like I can ride my bike up there. Like if I just ride my bike early in the morning and like hang out in different places and just like, or even like just go to like my friend's house, like because my friends live up there. I have a lot of friends that's just like, hey, Danny, can I like stay at your house like the days I have work? Like, just come like early in the morning, hang out, and then like fucking go to work. Cause like, I can ride home in that weather, but I can't ride there in that weather. And it's like, oof. And it's like, hey, come visit me in Lush or something like that. Or like, I work in a Starbucks or something. Cause like, I might work in the Starbucks up there. I don't know how old I have to be. I might have to be 18. Cause it's like in a Macy's, and like Macy's, you have to be 18 and up to work there. So I'm like, but yeah. Could work at the Taco Bell. And there's a Carl's Jr. and there's a grocery store. But I don't know if that grocery store is having people apply. Like, or if you're allowed to apply right now for like a summer job. What's funny, this dude's like, yeah, I got like fired from Albertsons. And I'm like, dude, you don't say that. You don't say I pretty much got, because technically he quit, but like, I'm assuming he was doing a shitty job at whatever he was doing. Like, his boss was like, hey, I'm either gonna fire you or you're gonna quit. Pick or choose. So I guess he chose to quit. So that way, like, he can say, oh, I quit my last job. And it's kind of funny because, like, there's, like, an Albertsons by my stepdad's house. And, like, that's the one my ex works at. Because he's like, oh, I'm totally going to get Dylan, like, whatever, will, like, get him a job there. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to break up with you soon. Fuck. And you know what? He got a job there. And I'm like, dude, you're going to fucking get fired with your grades. And my one friend isn't showing up to school, and it was actually really awkward today because some girl on the bus was like, oh, your boyfriend's not here? And I'm like, no, but don't say that because I really like him. And I'm like, oh, people actually do think we're, like, dating. And I'm like, oof. I don't think his friends think we are. I think they think that I like him, because I do. Honestly, he's one of my closest friends ever. Like, Normina's fucking my best friend. Like, don't get me wrong, Normina, I love you, B. I love you, baby. But it's like, just chilling. Gross smelling. I'm gonna turn this off, then, like, I'm gonna let these sit overnight, because these are, like, crazy, and I'm just like, oh, whatever. Fucking, not French. I showed up to choir, and, like, my hair, like, because it was, like, really, really fucking windy the other day. Like, 2 days ago, I think. Yesterday. Yesterday was pretty fucking windy. And, I go, because my bus was, like, an hour late to pick all the kids up. So we're sitting out there for an hour in the wind, and it's cold, and there's not really sun, because it's, you know, daylight savings and shit. So the sun had just come up, and we're all cold and shit. And then we get to school late, and then they're like, oh, that's your fault. Get your parents. And I'm like, it's not our fucking fault. Like, you're supposed to fucking organize this shit. We just registered for the bus. It's not their fault to the extent where, you know, it's out of their control. You know, we don't have a bus driver. But it's like, we're always fucking late. And I'm like, our fault. Like, we should complain. Like, cause I don't even know. It was like our bus driver like took like a sick day or something. Cause she showed up like today, so I'm like, but yeah, I came into choir, and the our teacher, Mr. Spill, love him. He's like my favorite teacher ever. He like I walk in, he's, you know, about to conduct the choir because we're doing Je ne vous dirai or whatever it was. We're doing a French song, by the way. Can't wait for festival. It's in 2 weeks. I gotta wake up at like 6:30 and go there. And pin my hair back and hairspray it all day, and I'll get back at like 1, and I'm like, oh god, if that's an A-day, that's gonna be like, you guys had festival? And I'm like, dude, I didn't get a chance to change. And they're all like, basically they're like, oh, we're gonna try to organize like pizza for us. And I'm like, oof. Happy Pie Day. asked to join a coven, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that, because I still don't know if I'm, like, Wiccan or, like, pagan or anything. I think I'm more pagan than Wiccan, just in the sense that, like, okay, I don't really, I guess, like, I'm not sure, but I know that a lot of Wiccans, especially my friend, I think she thinks that I do, like, magic and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't dabble in that, to say the least. I'm more on the pagan side, where it's like, I do believe nature is above us, and there's probably something out there saying. Is like numb. I was sitting on it the whole time I did this, like 26 minutes now. But yeah. Been a fun experience. Some spots I didn't shave, and I'm like, no. Even when I don't shave when I'm in the shower, I get shaved, and I'm like, fuck. I'm just gonna revert back to these, because the other one, it's like, it shaves, but it misses, like, big areas. Like, on my knee, there was, like, a patch, like, this big of hair, and I'm like, let's not have that. Pocket bag. They're just fucking, like, Bath and Body Works hand sanitizers. They're not called hand sanitizers. They're called antibacterial hand gels, and I'm like, it's hand sanitizer. But they smell really nice. And I have my candle. The rest to do that, don't do that. I could have dropped it easily. I'm excited, but okay, I don't want to, like, go to festival and then, like, just show up to Mr. Lasan. He's, ooh, you had, like, something today. Why are you all dressed up? And I'm like, because I can be dressed up. But then again, at the same time, it's like, that's a day off of school, and that's, like, most of his period, just, like, oh, if it's right, Roxanne. Sorry, my dad's, like, watching something where it's, like, there's all this old shit playing. And it was, like, it was talking heads, and I'm like, cool. Roxanne. Sorry. My friend is junior year's been, like, a good year for me. I found stuff I'm interested in. Although my friend's moving, RIP. And I signed up for choir leadership next year. And I already did my interview, and I've been dying to tell people this, but, like, I did fucking bomb as fuck. Like, when I said, like, I was like, he asked, oh, so, like, what if, like, you know, if someone was off in choir? Because I'm like, oh, I could be a librarian. I used to work at the public library. As, like, you know, I used to volunteer there. Obviously, like, most of you know that if you know me. I meant to say that. But, like, yeah. I used to, like, work there pretty much, like, all summer and stuff. It was pretty fun. And I'm still, funny thing is, I'm still registered to, like, be a, or, well, I guess we're volunteers, but it's like, you're like a little aide running it. You're just not, basically the higher you go up, I think, the more they trust you, but, like, you can do very limited things, because it's not like they're gonna entrust you with, like, the fucking password to the whole website. Like, they're not gonna do that. eventually, like, move on up to, like, doing better jobs, like, bigger jobs, like, oh, putting the thing away, like, they're gonna trust you more, basically, you're gonna help organize events, like, email them more often. It's like, okay, I don't get emailed. Like, I still get emails, but it's like, I literally haven't shown up because I have no time. And I'm thinking I'm gonna start running over the summer, and it's like, okay, I moved, so I couldn't, like, go to the library that often, like, sophomore year is when I moved in the summer, so I'm like, hey, I'm moving, so I'm not really gonna be able to come here as often. And they're like, oh, it's fine, da-da-da-da. But once I moved, I'm like, oops. And I don't even know if, I forgot her name, oh my god. I'm horrible with names, I'm sorry. But the lady who was, I'm gonna put that shit back on. The lady who basically, like, was like, oh, yeah, cool, no, wait, yeah, sure, did, like, the whole interview and, like, was there pretty much almost every day. I think she was gone for something when I went last time, and I went my sophomore year, I think, like, once or twice in February and or March, because I just had, like, curly, like, my hair wasn't, like, that grown out yet, but everyone's like, oh, your hair's, like, naturally curly, and I didn't even have a curly yet, so, like, ooh, neat. Once or twice, and then Dad's like, oh, well, I'll just pick you up at, at the very end, because I literally, like, stayed there for hours, and I just weaved something for, like, homeless people. We made little mats out of trash bags, so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That was pretty fun. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They do, like, crafts and stuff, and the more you can be there to, like, help out, like, it's, like, well appreciated. Like, there's a day at least, like, once or twice a year where you make buttons and stuff, and we did that called Anime Fest 2017. It sounds like a lot of fun. I want to do that again. I might just, like, hey, Albert, can you, like, give me a ride home? Want to volunteer again with me for, like, a few minutes? For a minute? Fun. I really miss that, but, like, at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm literally gonna do choir leadership, so, like, but oh yeah, I was talking about choir leadership, then I started talking about the library and stuff. But yeah, I told him about that, and he's like, "Oh, neat. So you, like, organize?" I'm like, "Yeah," because my job was to organize the books, because they were like, "Oh, whenever you come in, if you want to, organize the books, like, on the bookshelf." Because people, okay, I know this is satisfying, but if anyone watches this ever, for the extent of what it is, when you have a bookshelf, you know, yeah, let's use this little CD and pretend this is a bookshelf. The books are here. All the books are here. Some of them are pushed back because other people pushed them back when they're putting it in, and, it's like they're all uneven and stuff. So it's like, well, it's an old CD case that is broken. So it's like, it'll be like this. Immediate instinct is to go this and push it back so they're matching, or at least somewhat matching. This obviously one is too big. It would hang off the edge. This one's smaller. But you want them to match nonetheless. Well, here's the thing. You want to bring them to the edge of the shelf. You don't want them pushed all the way back. You want them to the edge. And I was like, oh. Because that was my instinct. I was like, oh, you want them, like, pushed back? And they're like, no, I want this. So people can see the books. And they're like, ooh, I like that book. Looks interesting. That's how you're supposed to do. You're supposed to push them to the front. And I'm not, like, it's funny because he has, oh, like, at school, or I'm like, no, at the public libraries. Oh, cool. And I'm like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really was. I highly recommend doing that if you're a teenager and you want something to do over the summer, or during, like, after school hours, volunteer at the library. It's a lot of fun. But I never got to be, like, I only did it for a short while. So I might be the librarian for our school leadership choir thing. Choir leadership. And I also signed, I was like, oh, either like a librarian or like an ambassador because I help with anything and everything. And he really liked that I said anything and everything. He's like, ooh, I like that. So I'm like, okay. And leadership. Like, oh my gosh, so many of my friends are like they're really good at being in leadership. So I'm like, oh, but then again, I'm like, I kind of want to get a position because like I'm going to be a senior next year and it's like, hey, when I leave, I can't take a position again. A lot of people have been in choir leadership for literally, like, I think Sophia, our president, has been in like all 4 years. Like, or at least 3 years in leadership. And Kaya, the same thing, pretty much. But it's like, there's a lot of positions, so it's like, oh, I'm like, I'm fine with whatever I get, but he really liked what I was saying, and he's like, I like that you want to make them feel comfortable with you, and to, like, not comfortable, like, hey, but not like that, like, I meant, like, comfortable, like, hey, if you're comfortable talking to me, you can talk to me, if not, you can talk to these people, like, I said something along those lines. He took a lot of notes, he took, like, a full page of notes, and I'm like, I felt really good about it, because I went in there, like, totally not prepared. I, like, just, oh, I threw on a sweater and some jeans, and I was like, okay, I look nice. I don't look like I'm from the fucking 80s. But yeah, I think I did pretty good. Even if I don't get a position, I feel like I did like a really good interview. And I don't know like who he's gonna pick or like how he's gonna pick, when he's gonna tell people. I'm assuming he's just gonna like announce it, like put it on the board, what have you. Put it on Instagram, stuff like that. I drew a little heart on my knee, by the way. I've gotten good at drawing hearts and crap. And I used up all the pages in my math notebook, spared one page because of, that I tore a page out for a homework check because I didn't want to rip out one from my physics notebook. So I'm like, yeah, that's like the only reason I did that. I have 99 pages complete basically of just math. So I'm like, ooh, fun. And I know some people have already gone through like 2 notebooks, and I'm like, how have you gone through 2? Because literally, like, the notes we take, it's like, we take video notes and stuff, but like, you don't really need those. 'Cause we do examples in class. Because she's like, oh, no one takes them. My teacher realizes that I don't have a phone. Not a phone, a calculator. And I use my phone as a calculator most of the time. So I'm like, calculator back. So I'm going to see if I can borrow this kid's phone. I'm saying phone, but I meant calculator. I'm sorry. They're the similar shape, and I don't know why I'm saying phone. I really don't. I'm going to see if I can try to borrow his calculator for the one period. Just like, because, like, hey, if you're not in math, can I borrow your phone real quick? And I was thinking on talking to my counselor. I'm just like, hey, I'd rather do the Jumpstart and get a college credit for math than to, you know, do something else. I was thinking about college too, and I'm like, oh yikes, because I had to start applying. Like, December, January. My transcript and stuff like that. But it's like, hey, I need to go to college. It's like, with those grades, you go to junior college. And I'm like, fuck you, Dad. I don't want to go to junior college. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to go to university. I don't even really want to go to college. I'm really bored. I literally did like all my homework in my history class because our teacher's like, hey, first of all, like I'm like, ooh, I didn't really, I guessed most of the questions on this let me just vocab quiz, and I'm like, oof. But I actually got like a 19 out of like 25, so I'm like, that's actually not too bad for what some people got. I'm like, I didn't even do test corrections. I just like turned it in and said, hey, here you go. In this class, so I'm not too worried. And I do most of the work, so I'm like, but we're not really doing anything because of he's like a baseball coach or something, one of the coaches, so he goes to the he misses his 8th period a lot, not really our period too much. It's like the last period of the day a lot, so like usually get like a packet or like a worksheet, and I turned in my packet today, so I'm good. But like he's never gonna be gone like in the early mornings unless he's sick or something. I really like him as a teacher. He's pretty chill. I mean, he's like he doesn't teach really. He does, but it's like not. I mean, he kind of does a little bit, but it's like not like hardcore. Like some people are like, you must learn this, and he's just like retain it. I took my senior year of high school really easy, and like he's just a really chill dude. And I'm like, ooh. But he also makes us learn about politics, and I'm like, dude, I'm taking government honors next year because he signed me up. He's like one of the only teachers that's like, hey, you want to do honors? And I'm like, do you think I could do? He's like, yeah, you're smart. And I'm like, there's some stuff I say that he's like, about. So like, oh, good, I didn't break this. I'm just gonna homoerotica content. Everybody. I don't think. Oh, violent pornography. That song's really good. I recommend go giving it a listen. Violent Pornography by System of a Down. There's a part where it's just spinning out words. Everybody die. Or everybody sucks, everybody die. Whatever it is. Everybody fucks. Like, I don't know the words. I mean, it's explicit, so, like, don't listen to it if you don't like that. Bad words. But, like, that part's just, like, fucking, like... I can't even do it that fast. Like, I don't know the words because he's speaking so fast and I can't really articulate it. I can only make out, like, everybody. And it's just like, dude, it's, like, really... It's kind of funny, but it's, like, that's cool. I like that. 50%. That's not too bad. Yeah. I like some of their songs. I don't like a lot of their songs, so I don't really listen to them all too much. But, like, that song's pretty fucking good. The kind of shit you say on TV. It's cooled down really fucking quick, actually. So, like, the label's already starting to fade off because I hold it like that sometimes. printed label, so of course it's coming off. But Conair, the like Conair, Conair, they make hair dryers, curlers, flat straightening irons or flat irons. Curlers not like this. This is a curling iron. I meant curlers the foam ones. They make stuff like that. Revlon does too, but I like Conair. Cause this was $10 pretty much. It's really cheap, and for being really cheap, I think it works pretty well. It heats up really quick. It it's been forever, but it's been 20 minutes, but it's already you could put this in your bag and be safe. This ain't gonna burn anything. It's completely off. It's cool. I can touch the barrel. It has settings, you change the temperature. You just have to look at the guide first to see, oh. I have it on 21 because my hair is curly, wavy, and thick, so I'm but it's in the middle. That's you have curly hair, and I'm not really. Some girls have way curly hair, and mine's kind of curly. Oh my god, this girl Trinity has great curls in her hair, and I love it. Oh, and this girl Crystal, she started but I don't even know if she has a YouTube or anything, but oh my god, this isn't bad, I'm telling you. Her dresses are fucking beautiful. She was the Lolita style, where it's pastel everything. Today, oh my god, it was beautiful. I loved it. I saw it and I was oh my god, that's so fucking cute. I love that. And then the other day, it was on Wednesday after the ACT. Bombed that ACT, by the way. But it was after the ACT, it was she came to school in what's it called? Kind of dress where it's poofy on the bottom, but at the same time it was we have A Starry Night. It was dark blue, black, light blue. It was basically a night type of theme, and had gold on it, and she had a white fluffy blouse underneath it or something like that. It's hard to describe, but I can see it in my mind, and I'm oh my god, that was the best outfit ever. That was so cute. Today's was cute because it was a pastel blue, or pastel bluish purple color. I couldn't really tell because I saw her once or twice just in the halls, just because her dress was boom in your face, pastel, and I can't really tell blues all too well, blues from purples somewhat. I mean, I can, but it looked mostly, for the most part, baby blue, really light blue, and I loved it. It was so pretty. What else to tell you guys? I hate my ex in my class, and then I literally can't stand sitting next to him, stuff like that. So I'm oof. My crush, the 7-foot tall dude that I might have talked about before that I liked when I was dating Robert. Moving to Maryland. I had to think of where he was moving real quick. But he's moving to Maryland, so I'm Tier, never gonna get with you. Probably gonna get a Snapchat, because I'm I don't need to date, right? To this girl, Angie, in my class, and I was I didn't know her personally. I'm just oh yeah, she has she's totally a Marvel fan. That would totally she'd totally dig that. I said something about her on this channel before. She's actually really nice. From just our short little conversations, I'm gonna be a bit more civilized and just throw mine in the chat. I'm oh my god. And she's I'm friends with Brett, and I don't really like how people make fun of him, and I'm I don't like it either, I guess. So Dylan or Brett, if you watch this, I'm sorry, but Brett, people do talk about you, and I'm sorry, but yeah. But they started in my class, it was 3 dudes, and I'm just Brett Farley, and I'm oh my god, one of whom being my ex. So I'm like, really, dude? Really? You really gonna be like that? Come on. At least try to be nice. Not like that weird. Like he's weird towards girls, and I'm uncomfortable around him for obvious reasons, if you know me. So like, yeah. In Anaheim. I think I already said that, but like I'm so happy for them, and I'm like, because they or at least they should be in California today. Like, well, obviously they are, because like they left at like 12, so yeah, I'm like 90% sure because they're doing like a beach night thing, where they're gonna have like a bonfire and like s'mores and all that shit. And then tomorrow they're doing their festival, I believe. And then they're going to Disneyland after that. Like they're gonna go to Disneyland. Like basically, what I mean by change is like they're out of their formal gear and they're into like Disney gear pretty much, and they gotta like put on like take off their fancy like lipstick, put on like chapstick or something, like whatever. And then they go to Disneyland for a few hours, and then like they're gonna, I think, be there till like 10 or something, pretty much until it closes. And then they're gonna go eat breakfast. They have oh my god. So like Kyle was all like, oh, what's this like free meal, like meal voucher thing. They're like, oh, it's like the Disney like food pass. And she's like, oh, and she freaked out 'cause she's like, that was on my bucket list to get one of those. And like they're in a choir, so like it's a school, they're obviously gonna give them out to the students, because you know, if students fucking dying of hunger, and they give them the meal voucher and they get food. Or like a food ticket, whatever it's called. Like they basically got this, and she was like, oh my god, that was on my bucket list. And I'm like, hope you have fun. And she's like, I miss you, and I'm like, I miss you too. God, they're gonna have, she loves Disney, I have to say that, and I'm so happy that she gets to go on this trip. I'm so happy all of them get to go. Like, I mean, I wanted to go. I like signed up, but I was like, oh, I'll talk to my dad about it. And then my dad's like, no, your grades, clean your room. That whole spiel that usually gets me to like not do anything at all. So I'm like, thanks. Oh, I didn't get to go, but you know, my friends are going, and they're gonna have one hell of a time. Let me say that. Like, they're with good people. They have a good teacher with them. Just hopefully no one gets lost. No one dies. Teacher was like talking, like, he's apparently, like, he went on a trip to Australia or no, it was New Zealand or something like that. I'm pretty sure it was New Zealand or Australia. 90% sure it's New Zealand though. And talking to like this guy, like they were on like the train or something, 'cause pretty much you can only really travel by train. And like there were these two kids making out and stuff, and like apparently one the dude got his head cut off by a train. And he's like, yeah, we didn't want to deal with that. And it was an American family, like what's it called, American group of teenagers going. So he's like, well, and then he never did field trips like that again. And like apparently like years back, one of the students at Paulo was pregnant, and they went to Italy for a choir trip, because our choirs go every year. And they went to Italy, and she was pregnant, and she had the baby in Italy. So bonus, the kid has dual citizenship, but I think that person might have been kicked out of choir because they noticed, like, hey, are you pregnant? Because she had a big belly and she looked pregnant, I guess, and like her parents and everyone like, oh, she's not pregnant, she's not pregnant. Yeah, she gave birth in Italy, like wherever there. I think they might have been in like Sicily or some Rome, wherever. And I'm just like, oof, because yeah, like luckily I don't. I'm pretty sure no one on this trip is pregnant. nothing really bad has happened, so within the past years, the only bad thing I think that's ever happened on a choir trip while I've been at Palo is this girl Jenna or some like her parents and like her were being disrespectful on the stage, not on the stage, but like in the crowd at wherever they were. Like I forgot. Like and then they're all like, oh, like Miss Garner's like, oh, it's a big deal to be performing here, and it's like, people have their festivals here all the time, and like it's true though. Like it's like, oh, you're performing at UNLV, like Ham Hall or Thomas and Mack Center, like Allstate performs there every fucking year. It's like not that big of a deal. It's a big of a deal if you go to Allstate for choir kids. And good thing they're all gonna be back on but they're all gonna be back by Sunday sometime. So they're gonna rest and shit. And that, like usually kids don't show up to school the Monday after. So on A Day, there's probably like kids from choir who are gonna be like, I'm not coming to school. But then kids who like actually go to school, so I'm like, oh, that's fun. I wanted to go to Anaheim. I haven't been to Disneyland in like over half my life. Practically. Because I last went when I was like 3 or 4 and I got lost, and I never went again. Just because we like moved and like we're. I asked my mom if we could go, and she's like, no, da 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 da. I'm like, it's too expensive. I think she was looking into it actually. But then like Alyssa and all that shit, like, oh, they're not big fans of Disney, da 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 da. And it's like, I was the happiest place on earth, but like, you have to wait in giant lines and shit, so I'm like, ugh. But I'm like, it's like, oh, I went to Disney before, like, yeah, I went to Disney, you just say that, you went to Disney. I mean, I have been, but it's like, that was when I was like younger. And it's like, I don't really remember it because I got fucking lost and cried on Space Mountain, and my eyes were so filled with tears that I thought I saw a dinosaur in the stars. Because they're like, oh, it's like stars. And I'm like, I thought I saw a dinosaur. And I'm like, because we did go on a Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and I think maybe a Jurassic Park ride at one point, and I didn't like either of those. I didn't like any of the rides, really. I didn't have a good time at Disneyland. I'll just tell you that. Friend, she's Nermina, my best friend. She's been to like a little while ago. Like she went in February when it was snowing, basically. It's funny. She's like, man, our trip was like 325, and I'm like, well, because ours it was like 625. Like I think each time you paid, it was like I don't remember. I just like know the trip was like 600 something. Like it's like I don't actually really remember all too well, but I remember that it was like way more expensive than 325. But then again, there were only like 4 payments for the trip, and I'm like, I really wanted to go. Not too bad. It's like 125 a month. I think was the called like monthly payments, I guess, leading up to it, or weekly, whatever it was. Like, oh, at the end of the month, turn the money into something like that. Something weird like that. More expensive because one, we're like one of the better high schools, and we have a lot of rich people that go to our school, so they're used to like, oh, stuff being like, oh, hey, this ain't gonna be cheap. And like parents are okay with paying for it, and I'm like, mine aren't. Like soccer, oh, the fee's 125. I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. Like that's like our choir fee for the entire year, pretty much. Or no, ours was like 160, I think, because like it was like we have the dress and stuff. That's like a little bit more. And then our music and stuff, since we have to like buy music, because we don't really get funded all too much, so we have like really expensive fees in our choir. And I don't know about other choirs, but like everyone's like, I thought choir kids were innocent. I'm like, well, choir kids can be quite actually not innocent at all. But we're good kids relatively, so we try to fundraise as best as we can, and we keep our good people persona, so people will buy our stuff. But then again, a lot of the boys in choir, people are like, because they don't like the men in choir. Like, I can agree with that. Like, some of the boys are like, ooh. But yeah. I'm hoping next year, I don't know where the trip is going to be, but I'm hoping that we, as in me, I get to go on it. Because I'm going to save my money from my job this summer. Like, whatever my job's going to be. But I'm going to, like, save up. That's funny. There's this girl, and she's like, I used to work like every day of the week, and then like I don't get paid shit now, cause like she's complaining about she's 2 days, and I'm like, she's waiting till she gets her last paycheck to like she gets like the last time she'll get paid, and I'm like, they still have to pay you for the work, but she's trying to work as much as she can, like, so she's gonna quit soon, whenever she gets her paycheck. But I'm like, dude, if you didn't want to work, you didn't have to accept the job. And like she was totally just like, I don't know. Some people are like, oh, I don't like it here, da, 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 da. And I'm like, what are they making you do? That's so terrible. And first of all, if you have a job in school, they cannot, like, they should understand, hey, I'm a fucking student. I have a full schedule. I'm a junior. They should understand that. Like, my friend, I don't know if he ditches our class or if he, like, has work or something. And I'm just like, because he ditches, like, almost every day. He, like, I never see him. I'll see him at lunch, but I won't see him in the mornings. Or if he's, like, working late. Because, first of all, like, we have a curfew. Like, our curfew is, like, 9 o'clock. You can't really work past 9. And people are like, yeah, I'm working till, like, 11. And I'm like, you're a minor. Minors don't work. Not minors. Like, minor. Like, under 18. You don't work past, like, 10 o'clock. 9:30 at most. Unless you're doing overtime. And I'm like, why would they make you work that late? Like, I can see, like, in the summer it's probably changed, but, like, no, like, dude, you should be home at a reasonable time. Fun. But, yeah, she, like, I don't know, she doesn't even class. And she's like, oh my gosh, she was complaining real loud because she hates me. And I'm like, why do you think everyone hates you? Because you're fucking saying everyone hates you. Like, that's probably why. Like, I don't know her personally. I don't really know her that well. I stand being around her. I mean, I don't really like her all too well, but it's like, you know, it's whatever. She's human. That's like literally everyone at her school. Like, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. I saw someone doing this with their wig earlier, like in February, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And I'm like, oh no. I'm kind of hungry, but I'm kind of not hungry, and I'm trying not to eat so much because I'm trying to lose weight before I start running. Because your boy's gonna start running. And I was talking to my teacher, he's like, start off slow. Like, if I'm gonna run, like, first of all, I have huge fucking boobs. Like, I have titty. So I'm gonna need a good bra. And I do have a good bra. So. But at the same time, like, I get out of breath, like, walking around. So. But when it gets nicer, I'm gonna try to start, like, walking and then running. And he's like, basically, you're gonna want to start off, like, at, like, because I asked him, oh, what do you think is, like, you know, a good starter point? He's like, he said there's no magic number. So you can ask any runner this. This is just what he said. And I was like, how'd you get into running? He's like, I've been doing it since elementary. And I'm assuming his parents just kind of put him in that. So I'm like, well, is track and field like a spring sport? He's like, yeah, da da da. And I'm like, okay. Because I have to know my schedule, because, like, in the spring, my dad works a lot, so it's, like, probably not, but during the summer, it's, like, I can do soccer and stuff, maybe. And I mean, he's like, I ain't doing it this year, I'm getting a job, man. And I'm like, yeah, you're working in April, I'm not. I'm, like, working at the end of May. I'm, like, gonna work May 25th. Yeah, I was gonna, like, start, like, build my way up until I can run, like, a mile, and then continue with, like, endurance and stuff. Cause, like, I was telling him, cause he's like, oh, like, like, I was like, well, my aunt, like, she told me, like, she beat someone in running, and cause she was telling me about running too, and I don't really remember a lot of stuff she said, but, like, I was overweight too, like, I have boobs, I'm sorry, like, you're thin, and I'm, like, thick, but, like, my teacher was like, I appreciate that, like, you realize that your family has health problems and you want to stray away from that. And I'm like, thanks. And I think that's how I was raised. Because my dad's like, oh no, gotta be healthy, man. And, like, we literally have nothing healthy in this house, practically. It's all Asian food. And dad's like, yeah, they live off of soup. And I'm like, yeah, but they don't exercise. They stretch every day. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I need to, like, run or do something. Like, do a sport of some sort to lose weight. Because, like, I was in dance. And I was like, oh, I'm thick. Like, I got a thick thigh. Whenever I was in dance, you'd hear this on the floor whenever we, like, fell. That's what you would hear when I would fall. So I'm like, yikes. I wasn't the thinnest, but I wasn't the heaviest. And first of all, the thin girls kind of lacked a lot of pizzazz. But then the girls who were, like, on the thicker side, like, but they were still pretty thin. Like, their stomach and boobs were small, but, like, their thighs were bigger in that area. You get what I'm saying? Like, they could flaunt it, but, like, the people who are literally like, I'm a fucking twig, like, they're, like, my pinky, practically. It's like, yeah, no, they didn't add sass, they didn't add sexiness to it, they just added, what are you doing to it? And I'm like, I did that too a little bit, because I quit because it was getting, like, really sexual, like, the dances, at least. And people don't realize, but, like, our dances, it's like, 1, 2, and I'm like, no. And then we were doing, like, wait a minute with our hips, though. So it was da 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 with our hips. It was like over, and I'm like, I told my friend, she's like, that was overly sexual, and I'm like, okay, that's my joke. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream because I was to the bathroom and I had to eat because I'm, like, caving in because I'm really hungry. I'll be back though because, like, I got my stuff back.